Okay.
We are live on Facebook once again, Debbie.
Oh, awesome. This is take two. I'm excited to
Take
be here
two,
even the second
and
time.
don't touch the camera. That's the
Don't
that's
touch
the
it.
plan here. So I'm so happy you're here. Thanks for joining me on this lovely Thursday afternoon. And I have Debbie Harbick from Montreal here. Debbie works with perimenopausal women, helping them go from belly fat to belly fit, and so much more than that. So that's just a little intro to Debbie. Thanks for being here, Debbie. I'm so excited to have you so that you can tell us a little bit more about how, who you are, what you're doing, and what the Thinking into Results program has done for you. So tell us what you do. Tell us a little bit about your programs and the type of people you work with, and what you do as a coach.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl. Basically, you said it. I help women in middle age, 40s, early 50s, usually, that are going through perimenopause. So the time before menopause, which can be like 10, 15 years even, where the body starts to change and things start to happen. And in particular, a lot of women have issues with belly fat. Sometimes that's the first thing they notice, is that they're having trouble doing up their pants. And so that's one of the aspects that I look at, and also all the other things that go along with perimenopause and feeling good in your body. So a lot of the women I help is for weight loss, is for fat loss, but I also help them, create plans to reach their specific goals, whether it's to lose weight, or just to feel better, or to be able to move with more freedom, or because they want to do a particular thing like run a marathon. I help them do all those things. And then I also offer a yoga class. I'm a yoga teacher. I call it Belly Fit Yoga. So a lot of the women in that class are around that age as well, and they are there for that reason. But I also have men in my class, so it's a well-rounded yoga class, but we do focus on the belly fit aspect of it as well. So that's
Awesome.
what I do.
And I think, we're talking about the physical,
Mm.
physical parts of what happens to women when their bodies start to change and they go through that, perimenopause and so forth. But I would think that there's probably a lot of mindset that is attached to that too.
Oh yeah.
So how do you address that?
Um, Basically, I work with them so that a lot of times it's the belief in themselves that they're lacking, or that they're having trouble getting over. A lot of them have tried different things in terms of diet, exercise, and they're looking, to what can I do now? And a lot of times it's with their thoughts and their feelings and the things that they're saying about themselves. So a lot of the journey towards helping them with their bodies is helping them with their minds to see themselves differently and to accept themselves where they are now, so that they can move forward. So yeah, it's a lot of the work I do is mostly around mindset, which is a big reason why I became a coach, to help them with that aspect. I was personal trainer, and I was a nutrition coach, but I find, and those are great tools, I still use them, but I think it's the coaching aspect to help them with the mindset, to get them through, you know, looking different in their bodies and feeling different in their bodies. It really has to do more with the mind than the body itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we know that that's a part of the Thinking to Results program too, is self-image, and not necessarily just like, what you look like on the outside, but what how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, and the image and the level, like you said, the image and the belief that you have in yourself, right? So that's, so that's what's so powerful about the fact that, you're doing this program as a coach, because it's like walking the talk, right? You work on
Mm.
yourself first, and then you can take those tools and resources and help, serve your clients with the same, it same type of work. So tell us about, you're doing the Thinking to Results program. You're actually in like week 11 now. So
Yeah.
there's 12 lessons, and we're almost kind of gone through the program. What has the Thinking and Results program done for you so far?
So far, I would say, and it's the Thinking into Results program. So I'm talking about like the material, the Bob Proctor material, which is enormously helpful, but also the whole group aspect of it, and having an accountability partner or partners. All of that together, I think, has really helped me change my beliefs, and in particular, my beliefs about money. My money mindset is a big thing. I was in the corporate world before becoming a coach full time. So I had a job. And so it's getting over the thought of money coming from a job, but that I can make money as an entrepreneur, not just make money, I can make a living doing this entrepreneurial work, and a good living. So it's helping me with that belief. And in fact, that just in these 3 months, or just over 3 months, I hit my financial goal easily in March, and then now I'm well on track for my financial goal in April. So just over these last 3 months, I've made more money than I thought I could. So I've blown my own mind, I guess, in the last few months to realize, hey, this does work. And it's
Yeah.
definitely in big part to do with this TIR program.
Absolutely. I love that, because I think there's so many people in that same situation that, wanna, they're in the corporate world, or they have a 9 to 5 job, and they dream about being an entrepreneur. They dream about having their own business, and they just can't get over the subconscious programs, or the fear of, taking that leap, and what they think is like a security, right? Like
Yeah.
regular paycheck every 2 weeks or whatever. But in actuality, it's not. There's no security in anything. You can lose your job at any time, and it actually, like, limits you in a way, doesn't it? Because as an entrepreneur, if you put the time and the work in, you can, the possibilities are limitless, right?
Oh,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and so
And
it's really
yeah,
just about changing that mindset around, believing that you can do it. It starts with belief, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you need the belief.
So tell me a bit more about that. How did you get to that? Because, that was a big thing for you, getting to the level of belief that you could actually have everything that you wanted and more, and
Yeah.
not have to go back to that safe, secure place.
Yeah, I think it was thinking that was actually a fact in my life. I think I didn't think it was just a thought I was having. I almost believed it as a fact that, and because of the way I grew up, you go to university, you get a job. I wasn't surrounded by entrepreneurs growing up. So, this was just a nice little side hustle. Oh, isn't that cute? Debbie's a personal trainer, Debbie's a coach. But it wasn't something that anybody around me was taking seriously. So in the beliefs I was had taken in as I grew up was, this is to make money, you have a job. And I was an engineer in aerospace. I had a good job, but it wasn't what I wanted to be doing. And so I had to go through um, transforming my belief from, transforming what I thought was a fact to questioning it, saying, hey, wait a second, but there's all these other people around me, including you, Cheryl, who are coaches, who are making money, who are doing this. So why can't I do it? And I just had to question myself over and over again, and then start noticing things, all the times I have made money outside of my job, and all the things I have done, and it's just, you forget about them. you get so wrapped up in the old belief that you forget to look at all the actual evidence that you're accumulating as you move forward. So now I'm a lot more aware, and every piece of evidence, I just build it on top of each other so that I can keep building this case for myself for, yes, this is real. You can make money, not in a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's building a new belief,
Yeah,
right? I
exactly.
mean, that's really
Exactly.
what I'm hearing in all of this is, if you don't believe it's possible, it's not,
Yes.
right? So you have to learn how to shift that level of belief in yourself, right? In the process,
Hmm.
um, master the tools, the mindset, the things that we're working on in this program to help you get to a place where you actually do believe it's possible and that you can do it and that you are capable. As long as you're willing, you're capable,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Awesome.
absolutely believe that.
That's so cool. So
Yeah.
what would you say, like, well, that's a big takeaway. What other takeaways would you have from this program so far? What things have really stood out for you in terms of helping you shift to that level? Like, what helped you get there? What do you think helped you get there?
I think a big thing is it's not just about the material that we're learning, or because I think, I've read similar material before. I've read Bob Proctor before. I've done some of his material before, but I think the magic part is actually applying it and actually bringing in the emotion aspect of it. And I think that's something I hadn't done. Like I had, yeah, oh yeah, I know this and I know that. Yeah, but where's the evidence in my life that okay, I know it, but to do it is a completely different thing. And this is where I am now, where I'm feeling the emotions of what I want. I'm getting excited about the things that I have as goals, and I'm making myself do that every day because it's not automatic. It's not something that we do, so it's something you have to build into your routine. And now, so I now have a solid morning routine, which really helps me, where I do write down my goal and I feel it, and I'm looking at my vision board as I do that, and then I listen to, using that ThinkUp app, which is marvelous, listen to my own affirmations to reaffirm that I can do this. And I have all kinds of different affirmations just to feed myself all this positive information and transform what was going on in my mind before.
Mhm.
So I start my day that way, and when you start your day that way, it just sets you off on a good footing for the rest of the day, for
Yeah,
sure.
for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, you're really just um, like installing a new program, a new level of belief, a new way of thinking, right? With
Yeah.
all of this material.
Yeah,
And
the installation is really that emotional part, and I guess that's the part I really want to emphasize, is you really have to feel it in your body, like the excitement,
mm,
and
mm,
you just have to feel it, and that is the way. Then you're bringing it in from your conscious mind into your subconscious mind.
yeah, love
Yeah,
it. I mean, it's one thing, like, you talked about knowing. I know all this stuff. I've read all these books,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I hear that a lot. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Okay, but are you doing it? Are you doing it? No, no, why not? Right? That's the big magic question. So what we do in this program is we learn how to close that knowing doing gap. Going from knowing it to doing it,
Yeah.
going from taking the material to integrating it. Like that's the repetition. Repetition is the key to mastery. So as you're going through it and you're repeating the material, like you're really just training your mind. It's like training, it's like you want to get a six pack, you do, repetition abs every day, right? You want to shift your
Exactly.
mindset, you've got to do the reps, right? So that's really the key. And then, with the group, there's so many different layers of accountability to it. So I love,
Mhm.
like you said, I've studied Bob Proctor before, but it
Mhm.
never stuck. So what do you think is making it stick this time? Because the material is the same material. It's out there, right?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
different about being in this program that's making it stick?
Well, it's definitely part of it's my level of commitment that I've put into it, but it's really applying everything that I'm learning from the program. It's
Mhm,
putting it into practice and
mhm.
not just reading it or skimming over it or checking it off the list. It's really applying it. And then, yeah, showing up, part of my commitment is to show up to every group call and to participate when I can. And to, it's part of that. It all started with the commitment and then doing the work. You have to do it.
Gotta do the work.
You got to
Gotta
do the
do
work.
the work.
Yeah, there's no
What?
shortcuts.
No shortcuts. Yeah, I hear that a lot. You got to do the work.
Mhm.
So, what limiting beliefs have you let go of?
Um, well, one of the limiting, I guess, beliefs is, well, for the money, which, like I mentioned before, that I can make money as a coach. Another one, which I'm still working on to a certain extent, I think it's one I hear a lot too, even for my own clients, is I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And I, part of me thinks, well, who am I to do this work that I do? So it's getting over the belief that I am good enough, and to do that, I have to take notes and look at the things I have done and the successes I have had. So like part of my vision board, like I was telling you earlier, is is not just what I want in my future, but it's what I've done in the past that I feel proud of, the accomplishments I've had with clients and with people who have participated in my groups. Just to remind myself, to feed myself that, you know what, you are good enough. You did these things. And so that's one of the big beliefs that, I'm working on it still. I won't say it's done, but definitely I've come a long way on that one.
Yeah, it really ties into what we were talking about this week around leadership, right?
Yeah,
And
seeing myself
really
as a
like
leader.
allowing yourself to see yourself as a leader because you are. You inspire others, you empower others, and you have all of those those people on your vision board. Like people, you've helped a lot of people
Hmm.
transform not just their bodies but their lives, right?
Yes,
It's
exactly. Yeah, it's never
powerful.
just about the body.
Never just about the body. I mean, it's
Never.
just that's just one piece of it, right? But
Hmm.
when you start working on yourself, you just start, transforming, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of those things. Um, so it's so cool. You have I love the fact that you have the evidence and you're building on the evidence, right? And you just keep
Yeah.
moving in that direction, and the belief gets stronger and stronger, and the proof is just there, right? The
Yeah,
result just, when you shift the belief, when you shift your way of thinking around it, and you keep building on that evidence, the results just keep coming in.
exactly.
Wow,
Exactly. Yeah, it's very
fantastic.
powerful. It's
Yeah.
very powerful.
And what's it like to be in a group of because we had a really cool event last night, and there were so many different people in the group from all over, and all over Canada and the US, and so many different people. But there was a common thread we discovered, right? Of being
Mhm.
in a group of people who are all committed to growth and expansion, even though they're different ages, different, some are entrepreneurs, some are professionals. Um, but they all have that common thread of wanting more growth and expansion, and also having the courage to step into this forum to do it. What's it like to be with a community like that?
It's incredible. It's incredible. I really needed it. I think, when you have other people around you that are also, they're not trying to do exactly the same thing, but they're trying to manifest their own version of their destiny. It's super empowering. It's an energy you really want to be around, and it just multiplies your own efforts. If I was to do this on my own, well, now I've just multiplied it by all the people who were in the group, and it just feels so good because in our everyday lives we're not always surrounded by people who do believe in growth and expansion and who are on that kind of a journey, and although we love them, we're not always surrounded by that positive sort of reinforcement that what we're doing is worth our while. But now, when you put yourself in a group like this, you're like, oh my gosh, like it's so powerful, the energy of it. You can just apply it to your own goals and move forward with it. It's just uplifting, and yeah, love it.
Yeah. The vibes just right for everyone, don't they?
Absolutely.
Raising,
Yeah.
raising the vibes, raising the vibes. Um, what, what would you tell someone who was thinking about doing this program? What would you tell them?
I mean, first of all, if somebody's thinking about doing this program, obviously you're thinking about it because you want to make a change, and you're ready. So I think we're all here in this group right now. We're ready to support and encourage all the new people, everybody who comes in, and we need that energy too. So I think the more people we are that together, and that we believe in each other, we will all grow and expand. It's beneficial to everyone to come in here. So I think you can only win by being part of the energy of this group. I don't see any downside.
Love it. You can only win. And I love the fact that, that level of having that level of belief. Because some people might, start out without that level of belief, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
if collectively we can hold that
Yeah.
for them, then eventually we can lift them up to get there if they don't necessarily believe it at the
Oh,
moment.
absolutely. I mean, even when I started in just like 3 months ago, I don't think my belief was there either. Not completely. I joined because I wanted it, but did I 100% believe it? Not then, but I do now.
Awesome.
I do
Wow.
now. Yeah.
Okay. So I can't wait to see what happens in the next 3 months with you, because everything is just, moving in the direction of your dreams, and you are doing it. So congratulations. Thanks for having us. And, this is just the proof, right? The evidence is here. Do the work, do the reps.
Mhm.
Everything, just moves in the direction of your dreams. And and then you get to serve more people and help more people do the same. So it just, again, it just multiplies. So,
Yeah.
so keep doing the good work, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, and thank you, Cheryl, because you're
You
a
are
big
so
inspiration
welcome.
behind all of this. So without you, I mean, we couldn't, I couldn't. I mean, your belief in me and the fact that, you're always sort of whispering in my ear, even if you're not directly doing it, I can hear you, you unconditionally believe in all of us. And
Yeah.
I just,
And
that's so needed.
that's why coaches have coaches, right? Like
Mhm.
all coaches have coaches.
Yes.
I
We all
mean,
need coaches.
we're all doing the work ourselves,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
you want to be with a coach that is doing the work,
Yeah.
because if they're not, then they can only take you so far. So
Well, that's it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
here's to all more growth and expansion and for all. And thanks so much for being here, Debbie. And we'll
Thanks, Cheryl.
have a good weekend.
Take care. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.